Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
It's alright.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Sun, 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 come.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Gauranga. Jesus Prabhupada, 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 Jesus. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Krishna, Krishna, Radhe, Radhe, Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Nityananda, Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, let's get some jump in here. Hare Krishna, turn your mics on. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Jesus,
Krishna,
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus,
Krishna. Hare
Jesus,
Krishna,
Srila
Hare
Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Srila
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Prabhupada,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada,
Rama Rama, Hare
Srila
Hare, Hare
Prabhupada,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya
Hare.
Prabhu Nityananda, Sri
Hare Rama,
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar,
Rama.
Shivasati,
Rama Rama, Hare
Sri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna, Hare
Prabhu
Krishna.
Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasati,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nityananda,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama Rama, Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda,
Hare
Nityananda,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Gauranga,
Hare Rama,
Gauranga,
Hare Rama.
Gauranga, 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 Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra,
Gaura Chandra,
Gaura Chandra, Gaura
Gaura Chandra,
Chandra, Gaura
Gaura Chandra,
Chandra.
Gaura
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna,
Shri
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram
Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram Hare Ram
Hari 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama 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 Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare Ram Hare
Hari
Ram
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare Ram Hare
Hari
Ram
Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Ram
Hari
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Ram
Rama
Hare
Hari
Ram
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama,
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 Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hari
Krishna,
Hari,
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Rama,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama.
Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari
Rama,
Hari,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hari Rama. Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Rama, Hare Rama.
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hari Hari,
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari,
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna.
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda,
Krishna, Krishna,
Nityananda,
Hare Hare.
Nityananda,
Hare Rama.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare.
Gaura Chandra,
Rama, Rama.
Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra,
Guru Chandra.
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra,
Guru Chandra.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radha. Radha, 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 Radha. Radha, 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 Radha. Radha, Radha, Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama, Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama, Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama.
Ram, Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hari Rama, Hari Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari,
Krishna
Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari,
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Hare,
Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari, Hari
Hare,
Rama, Hari Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Rama, Hari
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama Rama, Hari
Rama
Hari, Hari
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Krishna,
Hare.
Hari Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hari Hari,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Krishna, Hari
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Rama, Hari
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hari
Rama.
Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hari Hari,
Hare
Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hari
Rama.
Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hari Hari.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Rupa, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa
Sri Krishna
Goswami,
Chaitanya.
Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Haridas,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Haridas, 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 Haridas,
Hare
Haridas,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Raghunathas, Raghunathas,
Krishna,
Raghunathas,
Hare
Raghunathas,
Rama, Hare
Raghunathas, Raghunathas,
Rama,
Raghunathas,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Raghunathas,
Hare
Raghunathas,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Raghunathas, Raghunathas, Raghunathas,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Raghunathas,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Gadadhar, 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 Raghunathas, Swarup, Swarup, Damodar, Swarup, Damodar, Swarup, Damodar, Swarup, Damodar, Swarup, Damodar, Ramananda Roy, Ramananda Roy, Ramananda, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Ah,
Rama Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
Jaya
Krishna.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes. So continuing on with Madhya Lila, chapter 10. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 10. Text number 7. Bhattacharya replied, all that you have heard is true. Back 6, text 6. I have heard that a great personality has shown you great favor. At any rate, this is what I hear from many different people. Now, being very merciful upon me, you should do me the favor of arranging an interview. What I like is, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, when it's always the same, the verse is always saying the same thing. It's amazing. I just how it's always trying to lead people through the door, you know. So the king says, this great personality showed you great personality. That's the Supreme Lord, right? He showed you great favor. See, so and actually, not only him. If you analyze the whole pastime, you see that the great favor was the combination of the Lord and his devotees together. See, they preached to him Sarvabhauma, and gradually he became purified, and it became an actual devotee. See, and then you become a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from your heart, and also the devotees. See, you see the Supreme Lord lives in their heart also. And so when you worship them, you're worshiping the Lord. That's the idea where they say the devotee is good as God. But, so many imitations around. They're not like that, where, the Lord is, when you give honor to them, you're giving honor to the Lord because of their closeness. They're so close, the Lord actually resides in their temple. Just like, many people that can't go in the temple at Jagannath Puri, and even Haridas, he felt he couldn't, even though he could, but he didn't feel qualified to go in there because that was his humility. The Lord said, well, you just look at the chakra and worship the Lord like that, because the Lord is the temple. He's simultaneously one and different. See, that temple is the devotee. That's the sun in this world. That's where you're going to see the sun. See, the sun, the real Krishna, the sun. Hint, hint, hint. So this is always the same process. Oh, I see. That great personality, the Lord, the Supreme Lord, has shown you great favor. So you arrange an interview for me with the Lord. Now that's going through the door. See, so if you don't say that from your heart, you don't get to know the Supreme Lord. The truth about that will be hidden from you. Yeah. And the Lord will use his mystic illusion and make you speculate and be illogical and do things that are against bhakti. Okay? And the principle of bhakti. That's what speculation does. It hides the truth. Okay? See, so you have to come in that way. So if you notice Mars Prataparudra, when he actually already had the mercy of the Lord, from within, but that was, just to show. But he always was dedicated to the devotees, to the real devotees, for the rest of his life. It didn't, he never wavered from that, as we can see in the pastimes. Yeah. Sometimes people waver from that, because they're actually not yet really converted. This is what we see here. Not really converted persons. And they, what brings them out is they cannot tolerate chastisement. They become very intolerant and show that's the demoniac quality. And when you chastise them, it's like kicking a snake, and they come at you, and then they come out at you in competition. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's a very important, you got to realize, because we're separating things here now. And you got to be careful now, because it's like on a razor edge. We're separating things that are actually, that came into our Vrindavan, and were exposed for what they were. And now they're very dangerous, because we shook their rattles. Actually, they were more dangerous before, because they're in here and you can't tell who they are, because they like, there's the Chamlin. It's like a lizard. It blends in with its environment. See, disguises itself. So some of these demoniac energies are like that. They come in to the association devotees and disguise themselves as devotees. But then when they're chastised, or they're kicked, they always the same attitude is they become very intolerant, and then they start to blaspheme and criticize. See, that's their true colors. That's a person that's caught deeply in the dark energy, to the point, and they're always that hypocrisy. They can't see it. Okay. And the beginners also, you got to be very careful, because you can't see it either until you start to, your bhakti grows. You can't analyze it, but the way you can analyze is you hear. See, so because we have this situation. I don't want to get too much into it. I told Lalita, made me aware of a couple things this morning, and I said, yeah, that's how it works. Each person that is uncovered for what's deeply in there, and that the hypocrisy and all of that. When they become chastised, they become very intolerant, and they start to blaspheme and criticize, and they just go down more and more. Eventually, they lose inspiration. You've been riding on that energy, and then they just lose power. And that's why you'll see their classes. Christina's classes went less. Mahavirya was doing classes; they became less. Meena is also less. Whenever you go against the real devotional potency, it's like that. And then they start to, so it's always in competition with the real thing. See? And so that's why, like, as I criticize it and they watch my videos, then they become more competitive. See, then they say I'm the one, because I'm criticizing, but I'm not really. I'm pointing it out according to the thing, so that I can help people here. I'm pointing it out, but they see it as a great criticism, great slight against their reputation as a great personality, and then they come and imitate by criticizing over here, going against over here. Oh, because we're analyzing, and then they start analyzing. See, it's always the reflection is drawing energy from the source here. See, we got direct plug-in to the source and proved it. We prove it. Guru Sadhu Shastra's here, not there. That's a bad representation. That analysts, because I talk about analyzing. He talks about analyzing over there, but that's speculating. No, it's not analyzing. It's all speculative. It's not according to the real Shastras, and they start doing things. So anyway, I told Lalita, okay, It's probably enough now. Otherwise, it's going to affect your classes. You're going to always be, but you either directly confront that and then go away, or just go away. See, so now it's actually dangerous. So anyone that was friends with like the kind of persons, got to be very careful, because now the principle of, because the separation has begun. And so then what Jesus said, I came here to divide. It's always like that. I came here to divide friends against friends, companions against companions. Has to be, because we're always like yoked up in this world and mixed with different things and different energies and all of that. If you're serious about going back to Godhead, you cannot be close to that, because that'll take you into that realm also. So I have to do this as a warning, because I'm, as guru, it's my duty to do that. And so you have to be very careful now, because I kicked the snake, a couple of them, few of them actually, this has happened. And so now they get more competitive, more offensive, and they go down. If you should be careful to stay in the circle and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you'll see automatically these things. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I've done enough this, and just give you one last warning, being close, because that's close to the devotees there in Belgium, and all that. So, it comes down to how much do you really want the truth? How much do you really want to go into the kingdom? Because if you associate now with that, you're done. You're finished. You inherit the lack of faith of those persons. You inherit their faithlessness, actually, and everything becomes twisted. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I can do, and now it's balls in everybody, because everybody has a free will. And as a guru, it's who do you believe? Yeah. And just like I said with the shot, just be patient. Don't take it right now. See? And a lot of the devotees in Belgium and over there in the UK didn't believe me. See? Be careful. I'm telling you. Be very careful. When I say something like this, it's not like I'm trying to control and everything. I want you to make it into the real kingdom and not be taken away by these forces here. Yeah. And already who's going over there are all the rejects, all those who are not, that's what Krishna is putting them all in one place. You don't want to be with that association. Yeah. 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 What ends up happening is he becomes worse than, he was plucked out of that ISKCON thing, and he becomes worse than being even in that now. So it's actually not good. So, but that's the way the Lord teaches. So, there you go. Hare Krishna. So let's move on. I told Lalita, let's move on now. So yeah, and so anyway, this thing has happened about 5 times already. It's always, like that, because this is real bhakti, and we have a real relationship with Lord Chaitanya, Radha, and Krishna. So it's natural that these elements will come in, and there's all kinds of contaminations in this world, and it's natural that this will be filtered out. That's the mercy of the Lord to filter it out, isn't it? Thank God. Where would we be if this always stayed in our environment? So he's filtering out. If you trust that, which I do, it's beautiful. And then our bhakti will grow more and more and more. Yeah. See, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Because it's all coming out, man. I could, if you want, get on on Telegram, and then I can show you so many things. There's so many studies already. It's just, yeah. But they did a pretty good job of keeping it under wraps, because that's just the way it is in destiny here. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Now, moving along here. Oh yeah, we were reading here. I'll read a few verses here. Yeah. So the Bhattacharya replied, all that you have heard is true, but as far as an interview is concerned, it is very difficult to arrange. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the renounced order and is very much detached from worldly affairs. He stays in solitary places, and even in dreams, he does not grant interviews to a king. Still, I would have tried to arrange your interview, but he has recently left to tour South India. The king asked, why has he left Jagannath Puri? Great saints go to holy places of pilgrimage in order to purify them. For that reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is visiting many tirthas and delivering many, many conditioned souls. Saints of your, so he quotes a verse, saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord. See, so that's the spirit of devotion the Lord wants to give now. Without it, we're not constant companions. We can't. The devotees are companions of the Lord because He's given us attachment. See, that makes everything a breeze. That makes everything fruitful. That makes the rasa dance. Is the devotees, they call the Lord, and the Lord comes, and that's called devotional service. See, that's a great service to the Lord is to call Him, and then He comes. Okay? To call the Lord. Or if you hear the call to come, and that's like, when the Lord plays His flute, what is that representing? That represents the devotees preaching, see, or singing, and you're drawn to that flute sound because it's authorized. It's not a flute that's in the modes of nature. Singing the songs in the modes, singing the songs of hypocrisy and lies in religion and all that stuff. You hear the actual song of Krishna's flute, which is conclusive truth. Like if you see a person that's a flute because of their having the gift of being conclusive in the understanding of the absolute truth. You hear that, see, and you're attracted to that, and you listen to that. See, so you heard the call. See, and then you become purified, and then you get the power to call the Lord. That's basically the Bhagavatam. By regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, that's a devotee who hears the call of a Bhagavatam speaker, that is actually authorized and becomes purified by hearing attentively, not inattentively. We've seen what happens with inattentive hearers. They don't really hear, or they hear, how they hear is not in the right way. Yeah, you don't hear in the right way. Yeah, so you hear the call and you get purified. See, and then that purification, you become very attached because, the Lord is very pleased when you hear from His devotees, and that pleasure is shown by the Lord awakening in your heart. Only His authorized flutes from transcendental flutes can awaken that Lord in the heart. Okay? So that's the way it works, and it works. See, that's the way it works. The way it doesn't work is you hear from those who are in the modes of nature still. They're not authorized transcendental representatives. Therefore, people don't get ecstatic devotion like they get here. Here you get the real deal. Yeah. So that's the process. And then you become attached, increasingly attached to the Lord. And then when you call, the Lord comes. See, it's reciprocal. You hear the call of the Lord through His devotees, and get purified, or once you're really purified enough, you become ecstatic when you hear the flute sounds from the devotees who are authorized. You become ecstatic hearing from them. And then you get the power to call the Lord. See, it's like a dance. See? Yeah, a give and take. See, and push and pull, that kind of thing. It's a dance. You pull the Lord towards you, he pulls you towards him. See, and this is transcendental. This is Vrindavan. That's why wherever the devotees are, the Lord is pulling them towards him through his devotees here in the material universe. See, they got to find the authorized flutes. Yeah, and then the devotees are pulling the Lord towards them. They have that power now. That's the power you get here. That's the great treasure you get here. That's the pearl of great price, magnified. The power to call the Lord of Vrindavan, into where he comes, and you feel the result of that. See? You feel the fireworks of that. Yeah, the church bells of that. It's great, isn't it? So you read a little bit there, Malika.
Okay.
Text number 12, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, do 11 first.
Sorry?
11.
Oh, okay. I had 12 before my nose. Just a minute. 11 again. Yeah, great saints. They go to holy places of pilgrimage in order to purify them. For that reason, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is visiting many tirthas and delivering many conditioned souls.
Yeah. See, and it's kind of like the church bells. What is the church bell doing? And nobody knows it. They are bang, bang, bang. What's it going? What's it all about?
Calling you.
It's calling the people. See, they call. They even it's calling people. Hey, come see Jesus. Come see God. Come see God. See, the bells ring and to wake people up. Come see God. See, so we got the moving devotees, which are even more powerful at church, because you go in there, you don't see the living God. Well, maybe if you're advanced or you get some special mercy and you feel, the Lord is like that. You might get a glimpse, you might get something, but it's different than when you're actually with the body of a devotee. They come to you in various ways, like we're coming to the world this way. So you come, and what's it? The devotee's just thinking he's just like a church, like a temple, moving temple. And the Lord, he gives darshan of the Lord, because the Lord lives in his heart. And it's not a false ego thing. A lot of people that are in the reflection and don't exhibit the symptoms of having that, they want to imitate. Well, they want to give their darshan to the world because they're so great souls. That's the imitators. The other way, it's just they just do it. It's not like it's a false ego. It's the real ego. They're in truth. They live in truth. They go and visit places. I turn the camera on, and not only to purify people. First, charity begins at home. I do this to relish being close to God. See, and automatically, because I'm doing this publicly, people benefit. Even Haridas taught this. People thought he was only, like chanting in a cave. But he said what actually is better is to chant in publicly, yeah, in ecstasy, like he did. He was an example of publicly chanting in ecstasy. You can read all about it. All of a sudden now it's a big sin against chanting in ecstasy. But he did. Lord Chaitanya did. Nityananda did. Their real followers did. The only problem is there's so much imitation. That's why the previous acharyas, recent ones, said, better not, because they knew they're only going to be imitators. They need to go through the purification. See, now you can see imitators are the ones, type thing. See, they're the imitators. They want to imitate this stuff. Because they have desire to be important. See, so they're not really devotees yet. But even the imitation thing, that's why you can imitate being a Vaishnava and ultimately, in some lifetime, it'll work because the Lord will help you in different ways. Yeah. But the devotees are the moving temples, and if you become attracted to their song or their verses or their conclusive preaching, their ecstatic love, purely, like sincerely, then you get the darshan. That's why the Lord's calling you to, so we get purified. This idea that there's no purification, those are polluted persons like that are preaching that way. They don't want to get purified. They're the very dark attachment to this demoniac part. That's the hypocrisy. They don't want to look at it. They consider the darkness the light. They consider they're more interested in darkness. Remember, Jesus said at first he came to his own, chapter 1 of Book of John. First, Jesus came to his own, but they were not interested in his message sincerely because of they believed in the darkness more than the light. See, the darkness is the unwillingness to get purified. But those who heard him really heard sincerely the word. See, that word went in there and purified them. See, and became born not of flesh and blood, but of the word of God. The word of God comes through his real devotees. See, the others twist that word, and then end up. It's like that, that devotee who got a boon of Lord Shiva. And then he wanted to test it. The boon he wanted was to crack heads, And Shiva said, "Well, that's really in the mode of ignorance." And then he wanted to test it on Lord Shiva. See, they turn on their benefactor. Yeah. Can you imagine so many years preaching every day, giving protection and sharing all the revelations and realizations I've been getting? All this beautiful connection, and then because of ungratefulness of those kinds of persons that are too attached to the darkness, they ungrateful, and they turn against their benefactor. Yeah. So the greatest benediction is for you. That's why we're going around now and say, "Hey, come on, come to church. See, don't you hear the bells? Bells are ringing." See, the bells are ringing. So come here. We're ringing the bell, and whoever does come, you'll see from your own experience all the benefit, the ecstatic love that awakens, the revelations you get. It's a great lifestyle, and you'll live in blessing after blessing after blessing. So don't leave the Vrindavan here, and you'll be everything will be increasingly better, just like it is for us. You notice Lalita is growing and growing, and Govinda also, because they're not leaving this place. Everybody here grows more and more and more. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Lakshman drew that circle for the beginning bhakti for the people. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Lalita.
Yeah. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord. Therefore, they can purify even places of pilgrimage.
Yeah, and the thing is, until ecstatic devotion, when you become really converted deeply, until that awakens, you're not really purified that much. That's the Vaidhi thing. See, so you need to come to the point of deepening that attachment to Krishna. Otherwise, the purification is minuscule. It's very small. See? That is our mission here, is to increase the attachment of devotees to the transcendental form of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, the devotees, the real devotee family, and Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan. To increase that attachment, because otherwise your purification will be minuscule, very, very small. That's why it takes many lifetimes for the devotees whose attachment is small, or even against it. Many devotees are against what we do, even in the Narayan Raj group. And it's just because of very small attachment, small purification. That's why they misunderstand this. Even people coming here, if there's too much darkness, Prabhupada taught this. He said in our Krishna conscious Bhakti Vinod also, Bhakti Siddhanta, in the Krishna conscious movement, there are many envious persons. See, they come here because they feel there's energy and they take it, but it increases their poison. That's the problem. So you got to be a little careful until you really get strong, Yeah, but if you come here, like we're here to protect those who are the innocent persons that come here, they really want the juice. They really want this connection and communion with God, the purely. And that'll increase here. Of course, there's going to be purification and some burning in the heart, but it's beautiful. It's speeding up the process, so that you can have this closeness, increasing in closeness to the point you just call and the Lord comes, and you feel the purification in that, and you emanate that purification to the world. What a great mission. What a great service to the world. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And especially this Kali Yuga is so polluted and contaminated. Even Christians who have some ecstasy and stuff, there's contamination in these things, they need living association with really advanced, mature devotees. But it is what it is. Right now, we're doing this. It's a great opportunity for whoever jumps on board, man. I'm feeling happy today. Happy, happy, happy. Okay, great. All right, go ahead, Lalita.
Okay. A Vaishnava travels to places of pilgrimage to purify them and reclaim fallen, conditioned souls. This is one of the duties of a Vaishnava. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not a living entity, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Consequently, He is fully independent controller. Yet in his position as a devotee, he carries out the activities of a devotee. Upon hearing this,
I really like that quality. The Lord is actually not a living entity. He's a fully independent person, independent controller. Yeah. And the thing is, for his pastimes, he feels himself, he likes this ras of being dependent on his devotee. That's why you can't just go anywhere to get a spiritual master to be delivered. The false represent, the wannabes are all out there, the contaminated persons. It's called religion. Okay? But there's the rare people where the Lord is really working, and with his real potency. Now they teach the truth. It's not about being independent, like a lot of people want to be alone, independent, and be free and sovereign and all that. That's false ego still. Your false ID. Your true identification, the real ego, is to be dependent on that supreme independent personality of Godhead, who actually in his pastimes is dependent on, he likes that feeling of being dependent on his devotee. It's like, hey, he's dependent on this guy here to deliver others. He's saying, I'm not going to go work through all these other guys and Jayapadagas and this and that and all that. I'm going to go through this person. I'm dependent on this person. See, his devotee, who's devoted, is a reciprocal transcendental relationship. And it's the idea. If you didn't go through Jesus when he was here, you didn't get delivered. The Lord chose, out of millions or thousands of Pharisees and religious teachers, he chose Jesus, right? It's always like that. To get see, you got to go, what is the mission of a person? What is the mission of a transcendental person? What was the mission of Moses? Was it to deliver people? No. To give them preparation, rules, regulations, fastings. That was their purification. Okay? What was the mission of Jesus? To transmit the Holy Spirit, which is attachment to God. But still not clear, because you're not knowing the deeper nature of God yet. His pastime qualities and all that. It's more distant still, but still there's some holiness there, right? Some attachment. See? What did Lord Chaitanya do when he came here? His mission, to increase that understanding and that attachment to the more clear personal form of the Lord, to get clear that, the Lord is not just Jesus and some faceless God where Christians are worshiping, right? Where's God's face? Well, let's speculate. We don't really know, but we'll think we know. Jesus and God are the same. When you see Jesus, you see God. You know what you see? He said, what does Jesus' face look like now? Well, he had a beard, it was brown or it was white, and everybody, because nobody knows. Inconclusive. That's why they conclude there's only one God, and it's Jesus Christ. Or whatever, so many speculations. See? But Lord Chaitanya came. Rarely, there's so many Kali Yugas, he doesn't come. But in this one, he came. And he gave the deepest knowledge and the deepest ecstasy of the deepest revelation of the absolute truth in the darkest age. Now, if you don't think that's phenomenal, that's amazing. But he chooses who he chooses, and they're rare persons right now. Okay? And if you go through that person, you very easily, without trouble, get the highest revelation, the deepest ecstasy and happiness, the deepest knowledge of the absolute truth. Have we not proved here that all the obstacles are being revealed? And if you stay in this circle, you'll be safe. If you go outside of the circle, you're caught in the obstacle. Don't we point it out? Isn't it Guru Sadhu Shastra here? Right? And don't I point out, you see, that's an obstacle. You see it's in the Shastra. You see the person goes against Guru. See, that is not conclusive. Where is it conclusive? Only when you're in that circle of influence, you become bewildered. Because remember, we're very small. In this circle of influence, you'll stay conclusive and more increasingly ecstatic, more knowledgeable, and all of this. In that circle, you become more bewildered. The offenses increase. Okay. So we teach intelligence here. Why? Because Krishna's given it to us. He's given me some intelligence, so I share it with my brothers. That's Guru. Who choose your guru? See, you have the imitator gurus right now. They're outside the circle, right? They want to imitate this. They said, no, don't listen to Gauri, listen to me. See? But there's not Guru Sadhu Shastra, and when they take the Shastra, they speculate on it and all that. And then your mind is caught in all the demons there. The whirlwind demon is speculation. Oh, your mind goes like this, and yeah, I guess it's true. See, we stop that wind here. You notice? Hey, stop. Look, Listen. Stop, look, listen. Otherwise, you're going to cross a red light and get hit by a car. Yeah. I trust you the most, sometimes more than myself. Well, you see, the thing is, it's tricky. What is yourself? See? What am I trusting? Am I trusting myself? Yeah, I am actually. But do you see the self like I see it? That's why you got to grow here. I'm trusting myself because myself is common to all, and you included. If you can see that, then you're in a good position. So I trust the mind of God. The mind of God are the revelations of the revealed scriptures, what the Lord shows me because of attachment. See? So that's why I'm teaching here, so that you can trust the Lord's intelligence. It's not mine. It's, He's given it. This is His ecstatic love. This is His happiness. He's given it because I'm in the line, and so you want this happy, you come in the line, and then you'll see like this, and that's why you get stronger. And yeah. But the false ego, you could say, I trust myself, because that's what this guy outside the circle is saying. I trust myself. But what is he trusting? Inconclusive understanding of the Vedas, speculations. His false, you see, now he says, I have fake ecstasy. Okay? Because I preach, I say, that's fake. He of course he's going to compete. That's the energy. The reflection is looking. See, the reflection is looking here, and it's getting it's in the reflection, and it thinks it's the real thing. See, that'll be more and more like that. That's the offense. You become more and more offensive by competing with the reflection. Eventually, it takes you down, which is good. Yeah. You got to learn somehow. Either you get spanked or you hear. Go ahead, Lalita. What do you want to say?
Well, yeah, those imitators, we can feel that. Ecstatic devotees immediately feel that. Those who are imitating. I told you many times,
Yeah.
even dancing in ecstasy, I become so ecstatic by seeing you dancing, but I don't become ecstatic by seeing Tom dancing or Johan. Nothing. Nothing. There is no ecstasy inside of it. Because you have it in the move. The spirit is moving while you're dancing. It's just visible. It's visible.
Yeah, I mean, to get to that stage, that's why it takes a while. Not everybody is there. That's why you got to stay close in the circle here, and you'll be safe. Remember as soon as it's like, see, Devaki and Vasudev represent the spiritual master. See, Devaki is the female aspect of a devotee. Very it needs the hero. The Vasudev is the Lord. They're married. See, they're married. What comes from that are sons, but not material sons, spiritual sons and daughters. If they're mundane, some of them are actually mundane and everything. Kamsa comes and kills the bhakti of those persons, and that's dashes the baby. Some get through. See, so that's just how it is. It's almost like a litter. You ever see the dogs? They have a litter, and there's a very weak one, and sometimes the dogs they kill it or they eat it. If it's it's not going to survive. So it's kind of a spiritual thing too. And so that's why we protect it in keeping in Vrindavan, and still the demons come to attack it, that budding bhakti in people. But the real residents who are real residents or want to be, and they're sincere, they overcome everything by faith in Krishna, see? And Krishna's real devotees. See? because Krishna comes through his real devotees, not the fake ones. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, there's some of this. It's the duty of a real guru. Okay, go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah. So, upon hearing this, the king replied, "Why did you allow him to leave? Why didn't you fall at his lotus feet and keep him here?" Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, "Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself and is completely independent. Being Lord Krishna himself, he's not dependent on anyone."
Yeah, and you see, a lot of people they'll look at that verse and say, "Well, you see, he's always independent. He doesn't listen to anybody." But so many other verses show that he stayed an extra 4 months in a place when just because the devotees didn't give him permission to leave. Yeah, and sometimes he just, if he wants to do something because he's got a plan, he can oscillate from that by inspiration because he is independent like that. But he likes the feeling of being dependent on his devotees. He likes the relationship. It's all about relationship. That's the great treasure. It's not money and wealth in this world. That's the illusion. The great treasure in this world is this transcendental relationship with the Lord. From that comes everything. That's what I was telling you guys. From this, I sought the kingdom of God, found it, and all else is added. You got to be the verse. If you're not, the Jesus was that. All else was added to him. People were giving him stuff, man. He had places to stay, with his devotees and all of that. He wasn't actually poor. He actually had a very wealthy garment, actually, somebody gave him. See? Because there's a certain point. That's why Prabhupada, he found the kingdom of God was the relationship, wasn't it? That's why he was successful and his god brothers weren't. Really. Because unless you're a devotee and that close to the Lord, your success is based on that relationship. See? That's what I teach here. It's based on that bond. That's why here, people are looking to be important. When you have this strong desire to be important, see, and that's because inside us there is that desire to be important. But the way you go about it in the illusion, in the Maya, is the wrong way. See, it's the twisted way. And it leads to misfortune. That's the idea of donkey urine. The donkey urine donkey, we'll bring up a little thing. The donkey urine, the donkey urine is the name and fame because you want to be important. You want to imitate God, who is supremely important. See? So those kind of persons, they want to be important, but it's hidden from them. It's this like a dark nature. They don't want to look at it. No, I don't want to be important. But they act that way. They act like they want to be important. See, and they don't see it. And many of the neophytes don't see it either. They act that way. They say, "Oh no, that's the wolf in sheep's clothing routine." They act like they want to be important. See, they haven't achieved the true kingdom of God, the true kingdom relationship with God. That's the kingdom. That's why Narada Muni doesn't have to go into the kingdom somewhere. He opens his mouth and the Lord comes. They come together. The Dham is the person too. That's the best Dham of all. That's why they take the Dham wherever they are. And that Dham talks to you. You can go to Vrindavan Dham or Mayapur and you won't understand what you can understand in this Dham here. See, because this Dham is talking to you. This Dham is emanating. You're seeing what the real happiness of the Lord is. You see it. You hear it. You're purified by it. It's more powerful purification. See, that's why they purify even places of pilgrimage, because you're seeing a more deeper expression of the Dham that you may not see there in the Dham unless you see devotees, and they're very rare and often they hide out. Go ahead, Lolita. What?
But it's by seeing you, by knowing you, that now the memory of the Dham is talking to me.
Yeah. Well, see, that's it. You get purified, and then you can live like by memory in the Dham. See, that's the beauty of it. That's the idea. I remember I told you that when I was in Vrindavan, we're waiting to go on parikram. And I had a parikram book. So I was going to look at the parikram before I went on the bus, the dusty bus, to go all the way around, all these things, all the energy and time. It was really difficult back then, no air conditioning in the bus, hot, So I'm reading the thing, and I was lifted into ecstasy and relishing all these different parikram places just by the memory, by remembering. But I already had the potency. And everybody said, okay, it's time to go on a dusty bus to go visit the place. I said, I don't need to, man. I feel I was lazy then. I had that lazy feeling, like, hey, man, I can't do anything now. I'm just going to lay back here, man. Sit on a dusty bus didn't seem appetizing at all. I didn't need it. See? Now those guys go on the parikram in a dusty bus, and they won't have any, more or less, any awakening, because they're Vaidhis. They just, they see all the play, get eye exercise, and okay, you get some brownie points in the, they call it sukriti from doing that. But I got more than sukriti because of attachment to the Lord. That's what I learned that I'm here to do, is share. This is the mission. I'm here to teach the value of how important this attachment is. It's everything. Everything is in this attachment. That's your immortality. That's your purification. That's your true happiness. Attached to the supreme personality of Godhead. You realize this is supreme. This is the best of all paths. When you really get this in your brain, there ain't anything better than this, because you found an attached devotee. Making attached devotees. Where are you going to find it? You can go look in the Narayan Raj and ISKCON group or Radhakund Babaji's, and you find none of this. Not anything is deep like this. It's always rare, isn't it? Janardhan's coming along. Now that you show the donkey with its, I don't want to say the word, and I don't want to say the word, beep. It triggers my sinful beep. Oh. Sorry about that, Freddie. Really? That's appealing to you, huh? All right, I'll show the lion. Roar, 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 roar. Go ahead, read on there, Lolita.
I have a sweet line. Just a minute. Still, I endeavored very hard to keep him here, but because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and completely independent, I was not successful. The king said, but Acharya, you are the most learned and experienced person I know. Therefore, when you address Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord Krishna, I accept this as the truth.
Yeah, and so you see, he's the most learned personality, right? And why? He was a devotee. He had got that mercy of Lord Chaitanya, so the king's very intelligent. And see, that's devotional intelligence. This is different than when you study intelligence that you get in ISKCONs and Bhakti Shastra degrees. That's for kids, for babies. You know, they think they actually learned something. All they get is a kind of a false ego still. You know, usually, oh, I studied and I learned, I got my degree. I'm a teacher now. See, so, but the real intelligence comes from being converted and having this transcendental eternal relationship. That's the real degree here, is the increase of your pure attachment to the Lord. There, then you become, see, the Bhagavatam was written by people like that. You become a real speaker of Bhagavatam when your attachment is strong like that, to the point of pure attachment. That's what you can get here. Look, you know, and then you very quickly grow into whatever you write, whatever you speak becomes powerful and changes lives of people that are meant to be changed. You know, that's it's like that. It's just without that attachment, it's only speculation, deep attachment. So that's how you tell the difference between this attachment here. It's pure. And if you're purified enough, you can see this is really conclusive, the words here, conclusive actions, you know, teaching, conclusive teaching. You go through the Guru Tattva, you go through the Guru, not inconclusive, like, well, now I just break away from Guru. That's the Mayavadi. Mayavadi, they kick the Guru away. See, so I look, when I look over there at these other things, I look at, oh yeah, that's Mayavadi. It shows the action of a Mayavadi. They kick the Guru away. Everything Prabhupada said not to do. Everything the Vedas say not to do. The real Guru. Okay? So you kick the false Guru away. In a sense, he's kicked himself. See, a kick, give it a little kick. Okay? And the person goes away. Okay? So what's the difference if you kick the Vaishnavas that are caught up in religion and these religious gurus? What if you give a little kick? You know, you kick that away. You're going to be more free. But you can't do that until you find the real path. See, now you have a choice. See, if you're anybody in ISKCON listening to this or Gaudiya Mahatma, you have a choice now. See? I'm preaching. I'm not sitting there being quiet. You heard their words for 50 years now since Prabhupada. You heard the Ritviks, you heard them. They keep talking, don't they? But now Gaur Haridas is talking too, which gives you an automatic choice now. You could follow the Ritviks. Is that conclusive? Where's that gotten you in 50 years? How happy do you feel? Do you feel transcendental happiness? So you can analyze. This is called analyzing. Let us analyze. They do this in crypto. You know, on YouTube, you can learn a lot of stuff. There are people, expert analysts. If I want to learn something about Bitcoin and everything, I go to the expert analysts and I listen to them. I learn. I'm not too proud. If you do that to find, you got to go to the expert that knows more than you. But you know what I see even in that level of the Bitcoin? I see a lot of people in false ego. They actually compete with people more intelligent than them. It's you know, because that's what envy does. It makes you incompetent. That's why it works for me. I have nothing, you know, like this Michael Saylor. Like, I would never be able to, I can't do the research that he wants. He has so much. So I take advantage. It's like he wants to give his knowledge, right? And I take it. Yeah, okay, man. Wow, then I learned stuff. You know? So if that's so in the world, why wouldn't it be more so about spiritual life? Why do people challenge? See, this is what they do. And you're lucky if you can admit you don't know as much as this person here. You know, if you can admit that, you get so much benefit. You become a success. I'm a success in that bit thing. I don't, mention the name too much. In that bit thing. I'm a success in that now. You know why? Because I take advantage of the experts. I'm not trying to be better than them. That's stupid. Why are you trying to be better? Everybody, hey, Jai Pataka and Radha, just to be frank and honest. And all of you gurus in ISKCON, and the Gaudiya Samiti, all of you, you're outdone, man, here. You know why? Because God is really working here. You know, what are you trying to be better than this? You know, we awaken ecstatic love on the highest friggin' level that not one of you can do, and you want to be in competition with this? That's why you stay small. That's why you're not a success. You know, the Lord has made me successful in all realms.
That's why they have no ecstasy.
Yeah, they have no ex because they want to be bigger, better, and more. You guys, if there's any sincere people in that fold, you should kick that away. You know, you'll stay small like them. Small ecstasy, small understanding, just all external. Lots of rules, regulations, ceremonies, building temple, external temples, spending all your time and money. Everything is hard for you. Instead of coming easy peasy, everything is beautiful here because the Lord is really working here and will prove it to you. Has already proved it here so many times. You know, like I'll just mention it one more time, I think. That Johann, why is he in competition with this? He's outdone, outshined in all ways. But he wants to be bigger, more, and that's why he'll stay small. And then peter out and scatter. All of those, but look at his following, small timers, man. What is it, Shamaguri? And he thinks it's great. It's so ridiculous. What, Shamaguri, Madhusudan? Who they were never anything really here except the troubles. You know, Madhusudan's always tight-lipped. Now he's, now he's a helper of Johann and that Tarun guy, and then the other, all these weak persons. They all don't want the real teacher and guru. You know, they all want to compete, right? See, this is the world, my friends. So don't go around people that are small-minded like that. Even your own guru. I don't compete. The Lord even gives me everything. He gives me the intelligence to go to intelligent people and make everything work. That's smart. You learn from the experts, really. Not compete with them. You know, this is the whole thing. People are, what are you competing with somebody? How can anybody compete with somebody who has a real relationship with the transcendental Lord? There's no way. Even though I don't memorize any verses or anything, I don't have to do anything, you know. There's no competition here because God is actually living in this body, you know, awakened in this body. And awakening others who come to see that, you know. That's intelligent. You want to learn what real bhakti is? Come here because real bhakti is here. You want to get the intelligence of God, which you need to see these obstacles, right? You need to see when you're being attacked, and otherwise you don't know, and they're just attacking you, and you're just down on the ground. You have no weapon. You don't have the weapon of truth. The truth will set you free. It'll protect you, purify you, give you wisdom. Okay? You get everything. See? Keep you safe from those who act, you know, like that Sadhguru. You think he can, or Eckhart Tolle, you think they can help you very well? No, they're not real devotees yet. They can't prove it. They never speak about what it is to be a devotee, to share their real experience of communion with God and what that's like, because they don't know. They're all alone. Eckhart Tolle's alone with Brahman. Sadhguru's alone in his ideas, whatever that is. See? The devotee lives in Krishna and Krishna lives in them. That is the highest revelation of the absolute truth, my friends. Par excellence, summum bonum, just like the book says. And Gohari, I love glorifying that. You know why? Because there's scratching that. You know what that is? It's called wealth, money. You ever see these wealthy materialists? They go like this. Money. Yeah. This is the money, man. This is the wealth, relationship, honest, genuine, powerful, potent. Ooh, Krishna, you're awesome, man. Yeah, you get this, you get everything. Just like here, the Lord shows it in my own experience. Look at this. Get everything works beautiful. Why? Because I just realize that, more and more. It's just, wow, Lord, all I have to do is just be close to you and everything will work. You give me the right ideas, the right everything. Otherwise, alone, I'm lost here. It's like Mother Yashoda said, don't go and take sannyas because you're my walking stick. I'm a cripple without, just like we're all like this. It's a family thing. Without our Lord, we're crippled, blind. The Lord is our walking stick. It is a great stick to lean on. See, what does the Bible say? Lean not on your own understanding. But that's not exactly conclusive. But when your understanding becomes the Lord's understanding, see? So I lean on my understanding now, but it wasn't the way it was before.
Not the understanding of the false ego,
No.
the mind.
Yeah. See, when you say the Lord is mine, that's realization. Yeah, that knowledge is also the Lord. He's mine. My understanding now. I just share my understanding, who is mine. This is real, my friends.
Because you're the word with God, Guru Maharaj. And they are material thinkers and they criticize and keep on criticizing about, oh my God, with their material mind not having any transcendental view. How is it possible?
Yeah. Yeah, they
Become
got it.
humble. Become
Yeah.
humble as a
Yeah.
blade of grass. It has a meaning. It
Yeah.
is by becoming humble that you come in the kingdom.
Yeah, that's how it is. It just you know, it's like that. And so this is you stay here, you'll learn to tell the difference between a diamond and the piece of glass. See, that's the what you learn. Then when you start to see, you see the glass, how it is, its nature. Glass is not very valuable because it breaks also ultimately. See, the diamond is lasts forever. That's a Narda. You become like a Narda Muni here, even in this life. It's amazing. The diamond shines here. But most people, you gotta, that's why you gotta understand why a lot of people. I had disciples leave here because they said, "Well, go hard. You have a small following," and my guru has a big following. The Narayam had a big following. So again, how many people can recognize a diamond? It's just common sense. Most people can say, well, a diamond and glass is the same, or those who promote the glass as the diamond. See, that's the darkness is light. They're not expert. They speculate and they say, hey, look at this. This is a diamond. See, it's only a piece of glass. See, but you're not expert to tell the difference. So bhakti is like that. The real bhakti is like a diamond. It's pure. It's got its qualities. It's full of knowledge and bliss, real deep, understanding. And the piece of glass, which will shatter at some point, is just full of it's the imitation. You see, it's imitation. It just is full of speculations and lies and cheats and dark, things. It doesn't. So anyway, that's what you learn here: how to be a diamond expert. Yeah, it's in the beginning. Yeah, it's like that. So we have a fewer followers, but actually we have more than Jesus did at this point, who are staying.
Already
Yeah,
more than Jesus, can you
yeah,
imagine?
yeah, and that's the mercy of Jesus. And it's I'm doing all devotees delivering people. It's always the same thing. You get the tough teaching. See, the tough teaching. Jesus said tough words at some point, tough truths, and it got people to to go. They wanted to be guru. They were only there to get energy. See, so when you get the tough teaching like some have gotten here, then the tough, those who really want the jewel, they stay and the others will go. You don't see me, you're going to come back. Well, no, it's good. Your destiny has separated you. Yeah. Okay, go ahead a little bit more there, Lolita.
When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returns, I wish to see him just once in order to make my eyes perfect.
So if you would have seen Lord Chaitanya then, what would you see? You'd see a person there who's very ecstatic, crying, laughing. That makes your eyes perfect. Speaking great words like a Jesus, like this. So yeah, seeing and hearing. See? Especially so seeing is good, very important to see what God's nature is, and also hearing. So those who got to see and hear are very fortunate. Yeah, see, and that's the same thing. So how do you do that now? How do you make your eyes perfect now? Well, you think you go to the temple, right? You hear the bells ring and you go to the temple and you see the deity. But more powerful purification is you see and hear from a person where God is living in their temple, in the body. That's why devotees come to the world, to bring the real God here and powerfully purify the planet and the universe from the truth that is living inside them, that is emanating from them, that's coming from their mouth. This is it. And the Bible even talks about people like that. Ye are like gods. See? Yeah, you're like the empowered version of the Lord here. When people see you, they see the Father's nature. They see the Father's mercy. They see the Father's intelligence, or God's intelligence, God's love, ecstatic love. Where else you don't see that in the temple. That's why it says, saints of your caliber are virtual places of pilgrimage, wherever they are. They even purify holy places. Their ecstatic love purifies the accumulation of people's sins there, because it just accumulates in the dhams, and the devotees cleanse the dhams from their ecstatic worship. That's why anybody, you reach the point of ecstasy when your heart is purified. Yeah, you experience it. You look out and everything seems purified, because it is. One devotee. People are polluting the planet's energy by the modes of nature, and the devotees purify it. There's no other real way to purify it, because this purifies it beyond the modes. You can water down things, you can make things grow physically and all that stuff, purify things of the body by fastings and herbs and all that, but that's still just material. Where's the spirit's purification? That is really important. That's the needs of humanity, really. I mean, it's important to have a healthy body, but that's kind of like also look what the world is. It's just it's kind of counteract the purification people are doing. You're trying to be a vegan and you're trying to do this and this and that. They dumping chemtrails on you. They're polluting the waters. They're just making everything hard. So that we need a more strong method. Look at the Vaidhi Bhaktas. They're getting contaminated with the world. They're being tricked by these demons who are very tricky right now in deception. It's not strong. Many Christians also tricked, especially ones without so much ecstasy. They believe in these demons in the world, the leaders. See, and and so they don't get protection. They need a stronger method. Look at in our Sangha, we had some of these devotees here that are not real devotees, not yet. They're not really converted. They believe in the world, even here. That's why it's great they're out. I'm glad they're out. Save you guys that want to protection. because they're actually against what we do, and they even preached against this and got some people influenced that and it's unfortunate. I recently read a short story of a Belgian boy who started with Bitcoin at the age of 15 with a small amount and started experimenting with crypto coins. Now he is in his 20s. Yeah, teacher. That boy became an expert by his own experience. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but a lot of these persons also they learn from other people. I mean, that's intelligent. Why would you want to do it on your own? With if I want to learn something, I go to an expert. It's smart. You learn from their experience. Otherwise, you're gonna have there's many things that I didn't have to go through because I learned from the experience of others. Actually, I made some mistakes in the beginning that I would have learned if I had some certain associations, but gradually. Yeah. So anyway, that goes for everything, especially this, man. That's why the idea is you get a spiritual master. That's why the Ritviks are not very smart. And well, anyway, it's a big mess because the Ritviks don't know how to tell what is the diamond and what is the glass. So they see all the glass and they say, well, you see, the living gurus are not really any good. And so the living gurus are trying to put on illusions that they're, so nothing works very well, does it? You need the truth, the conclusive, clear, logical thing that only the devotees have who have this relationship truly. See? That's why the Lord makes you an uttamadikari. And when your bhakti matures in the right association, he gives you that uttamadikari flavor. So that, even though I'm just kind of a Sudra type person, but he gives you that ability to, where, what you say has deep relevance and impact and truthful. See, and it changes people. That's the main thing, right? Remember, Lord Chaitanya said, yes, it is correct. Those who awaken devotion to Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. Not some word juggler and all that stuff. No, one who's actually authorized. Yeah. Go ahead, Lolita. What else?
Yeah. Sri Chaitanya's residence, no, sorry, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, His Holiness, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will return very soon. I wish to have a nice place ready for him, a
Yeah,
place.
His Holiness. See? Now, when you're ready to get serious, you got to look at things as they are. Lord Chaitanya was His Holiness because he was really holy. It's not just a friggin' word. It's not just, well, let's just throw that around. Everybody can be His Holiness. Lord Chaitanya was His Holiness because of symptoms, because he was a representative of the Lord. He was acting as a devotee who had God living inside him. See? Manifesting through him, through the transcendental potency, a very powerful ecstatic love, and very clear understanding of the absolute truth. Now that's His Holiness. If you're not like that, you're an imitator. You're giving an imitative result. It's you're His Holiness in name only. It's ecclesiastical. It's just a mundane, voted in title. So material. And people are worshiping people like that are mundane. His holiness, there's no real holiness. Where's the holiness? Where are the symptoms of holiness in any of the leaders? I just ask you frankly, where's the symptoms of holiness in Radhanath? What is the holiness? Well, he goes around like this. It should be more than that, right? Or Jayapataka, where's his holiness? Where is it?
Hollowed out.
Yeah. Yeah, you see,
Lord of Krishna.
hollowed out. But yeah, you got to see what is the symptoms of being hollowed out. You know, when we have the standard, I'm here to teach the real standard on the order of Prabhupada and the blessing of Krishna. The real standard is 550 years ago. His Holiness was Lord Chaitanya, was his devotees who had those characteristics of ecstatic, deep, pure love of God, which was conclusive. You don't be fooled by these hey and being inconclusive and going against Guru. Come on, man. That's no holiness. That's a fake thing. It's the imitation. How do you think Putana? She got in Vrindavan. Obviously, she had some kind of ecstatic happiness, but it wasn't the real deal. It was contaminated, and she didn't have the qualities of a devotee, and gradually her real form was shown, just like here. Gradually, real form is shown. Ooh, that's very demoniac. The guy's against Guru. Yeah, so many things, speculating on this and that and all these things. You see that's not the real form of a devotee. Oh, we thought he was an advanced devotee. You guys thought he was an advanced. They're not advanced at all. You're more advanced simply if you have faith in what's being preached here. Now you're in line. That's not being in line, being against this. See, you got to be in line. Look at how people are getting serious now. We cut that off. And look, Tom's getting better, right? You notice Francis and Rane getting on the beam. See, that's because we cut the contamination away. You were being contaminated by that. Huh? You didn't know. It's subtle, isn't it? And you notice the changes. I was telling Lolita, you see, I know, I was saying, God, it was kind of a hard ass for the last couple of weeks and all this, but it's panning out because these people are becoming more serious. So it's obviously was Krishna's, blessing on this. Because now you guys are stronger, and you should notice that yourself. Look, you're becoming more committed and stronger. So stay in this line. Even though you're over there and close to that, stay far away from that.
People have got to know and understand why they are here.
Yeah.
This is really a serious thing.
Yeah, if you come close to that, God is in your heart and he sees. And you'll get the result of that, because that's inconclusive. If you go close to that and you're looking at that, you think, well, he's our friend and all that stuff. No, he's your biggest enemy, man. He's your biggest enemy on the spirit level. Forget about this friend in the body and all that stuff. This is a spiritual battle, man. The Lord is in your heart and looking at where you go and what you do, but not like I'm going to do. No, it's you got to be conclusive. You got to understand the way spirit works. See, if you associate and you have faith in something that is illusion, that illusion weakens you and takes you down. See, takes you down, literally down. You fall down more. See? So the best thing you can do for your own advancement, as well as the other guys in that, is you stay at a respectful distance from the obstacle. In a sense, don't even respect it in that sense. Just, hey, be careful, because the volume of poison is getting stronger. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because, what is it all about, Francis, here? It's about going back to Godhead, literally. I mean, now it's time. You can do it. You want to get stronger. You don't want to be an ass kisser, kissing everybody or going with the wind wherever the wind is blowing, because the wind blows here and there and everywhere. Let the wind be Guru Dev, and you become like a Lalita, like this. And Govinda, you become like that, and then you become more and more ecstatic, and you'll be like this eternally. She ain't going anywhere, right? Govinda's not going anywhere. They found it. They found the pearl of great price. Why should they let go of it? It's like Jesus. He had the pearl of great price. He knew, I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to stay with this. It's very rare to find a situation like this. People are all wandering here and there and everywhere, you know. Even in churches, you know, they go to one church to another church. It happens a lot, you know. They change their mentalities a little bit, and they go to another church because often the churches they're full of leaders who just into this, you know. They just want to another person to tithe so we can build a bigger temple, you know, a bigger church. And you ever see they become mega churches, you know, with big jets flying everywhere and all. It's become such a mundane thing. Sadhu Sundar Singh was a very interesting. He was this great saint from India, a Christian saint, and he used to have visions and everything. He would see what was going on the other side. Very interesting, actually. You should watch it. Some his letters that he wrote about these things. But anyway, he went to America, and somebody gave him a ticket to go to America, and he was brought to the churches. And he was kind of naturally renounced, but he couldn't, the material mentality of the Christians, he couldn't believe it. He says he was so disgusted with it. You know, and it's worse now. It's really, so materialistic, so many. I mean, it's like excessive. Yeah, excessive. And because, you got to increase the spirit. Important, this has to be increased more because that's who we really are. And then let everything come more naturally, like that. Okay. Why don't we take a little break now? I feel like a break here from this. Okay, let's play the song here. Yeah, so time to get a little more serious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. All right, we'll see you soon. Hare Krishna.